Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new
Hey, we back at it again. We have had some interesting developments. We got this shutdown, this government shutdown going on, and we have an epidemic of Christians offing other Christians, which is the subject today, the subject of our call-in show, right? Why do we have this government shutdown? Which is the question. The question is just a failure to pass funding bills. Okay? The government is funded by appropriations bills that Congress must pass. These bills authorize spending for the federal agencies and programs for the next fiscal year, which begins October 1st. So if Congress does not pass those bills, or some kind of temporary stopgap, continuing resolution by October 1st, which should have been September 30th, midnight, or October 1st midnight, whatever, the funding lapses and some parts of the government must close, right? So the point is, we have disagreements, political disagreements. We all have political disagreements. There's the right and then there's the left. Democrats, Republicans. This shutdown is tied to disputes over healthcare subsidies from the ACA and Medicaid cuts. You notice that last year in this big beautiful bill, they did cuts for Medicaid, and how much control the executive branch should have over funding decisions. Not like that. Not like the president seems to want to have, right? So the Democrats want to extend the Affordable Care Act, tax credits, and reverse proposed Medicaid cuts that the Republicans put on the chopping block during the big beautiful bill. And the Republicans want a clean, temporary funding measure without those changes in it. And neither side wants to compromise. So this is where we are at. Okay? So under this Anti-Deficiency Act, federal agencies are prohibited from obligating or spending money without authorization from Congress. So since some of the funding has expired October 1st and no new appropriations bill was passed, non-essential operations have to be shut down until the new funding is approved. Okay? So the question is, and people are asking, why are the Democrats holding out? Well, the Democrats are holding out because this ACA is their baby. The ACA is their baby. They have to protect the ACA subsidies, the Obamacare subsidies for millions of people. Okay? Tax credits attached to the health care lower the premiums. Tax credits lower the premiums on these ACA. So people who have ACA, they're paying just for example, this is a very broad example. They're paying $50 a month for their insurance now. They're going to be paying like $150 if these tax cuts expire, tax credits expire. Okay, and it's going to be very, very sharp increases starting January 1st in 2026. So they're saying they're not letting the ACA tax credits expire because it's just another way for the Republicans to get rid of insurance for the working poor. Okay, it's just like pushing them towards a cliff that makes insurance unaffordable to the working and middle class families. And they said, we're not going to do that to we're not going to let you raise the prices. You gave tax cuts to the billionaires, so we're not going to allow you to raise these tax credits on ACA for middle American people. Those tax credits are set to expire, so they have to be renewed too. And since I don't think they need 60 votes to pass these tax credits, the Republicans are trying to make them not deal with getting the tax credits now. They want them to wait until after this bill, this appropriations bill is done. Then they want to have a conversation about the health care. And you already know they have a majority in the House and the Senate, so they can pass something to even further degrade medical insurance for the elderly, the handicapped, the veterans, and everything else. And the Democrats said, no, hell no. This is our signature piece of legislation, our signature piece of law. We're not going to let you degrade it anymore. So we're not signing anything until you put on the table that you won't be cutting health care for middle class and poor people. That's what's on the table. Okay? That's what's on the table. And I'm saying to you, all of these motherfuckers need to go. All of them need to go. Okay? Because they don't care about the American people. If anybody gets the ACA, because the ACA, it branched off into other things to Medicaid, Medicare, other insurance companies, you might have a different set of insurance, but it still came through the ACA. A lot of people, millions of people get ACA. So if they're paying, you know how when you got into the ACA, most of it was sort of affordable. You could afford to pay that. Now, you know how you get subsidized for paying for stuff. Instead of paying the full amount, you only pay like 1/4 of it. Now, those credits to help you pay it cheaper are about to expire. They will expire, and the Republicans don't want to. The Republicans just want y'all to be paying $150, $200 a month instead of paying the $50 a month that you pay. So they don't care. So they just want, they said, a Republican said, we want a clean bill. We don't want to put nothing on the bill. We just want to fund the government to keep it running. And the Democrats said, oh no, we already know. If we don't make y'all sign this stuff for the American people, you don't make y'all sign this bill saying that y'all gonna make sure that American people's premiums are gonna stay low, y'all ain't never gonna do it. And then regular insurance is gonna go up. Regular people who got regular insurance is gonna go up. Because most of us, our renewal process is starting to happen. It's beginning to happen October, November, December. If you work for a job, your renewal process starts to happen the next 2 months, right? So when your stuff get renewed and this bill don't get passed, your shit gonna go up just like everybody else's shit. Everybody's shit gonna go up. But the Republicans don't want to pay it, don't want to help nobody with the insurance. Just if your shit go up, your shit just go up. So this is where we at. This is where we at. Because the Democrats want to protect this the health insurance of regular people and Medicaid. Medicaid also. Okay, their bills include Medicaid. The Republican bills include more Medicaid cuts. Okay, more cuts. You notice that they had cuts in the big beautiful bill. Now they want to do more cuts. They plan to do more cuts. The Democrats are trying to reverse those cuts that they already did, and that's in this argument right now too. We want y'all to reverse what y'all did in the big beautiful bill. We want you to put the Medicaid back in there for the elderly, the handicapped, and the veterans and the kids. We want you to put that Medicaid back in there instead of cutting it. This is what the fight is about. It's a this is one of the Democrats' core Democratic policy issue. So they have campaigned heavily and did everything they could to protect the ACA. The Republicans have no plan to replace that health care. They have no plan to replace any of that health care. They actually want to privatize it, and that's what they've been trying to do for years, is to privatize it so they don't have to pay for it, so the government doesn't have to pay for it. So if they allow them to continue to gut Medicaid over these next 3-4 years, the Republicans are going to try to get rid of ACA. Whoever has the ACA, they stuff through ACA. And the ACA really applies to people who are entrepreneurs who don't have a 9-to-5 job. If you don't have a regular 9-to-5 job, you probably got insurance through ACA, which means your premiums and stuff are going to go up, or you're going to lose your premium, or you're going to lose your ACA, because the Republicans are trying to get rid of it. And this is what the Democrats saying: we're not budging. If you don't save the health care for American people, ACA for the American people, we're not signing nothing. And they need 60 votes in order for it to pass. And the Republicans only have 52 people. They need 8 Democrats, and the 8 Democrats ain't going over there. Right? So that's where we're at. Okay. So a lot of people were saying, how did these something about transgender, they're doing it for the transgender people. Okay. Some Republicans are trying to argue that the Obamacare and the Medicaid dollars support coverage for gender affirming surgery, like hormone therapy and that kind of thing. They don't want federal funding to go towards what they frame as controversial procedures. So they put all of that in there. So you'll hear some Republicans say, we don't want no Medicaid going to no transgender people. Not knowing or understanding or giving a fuck that these are human beings too. Okay? Regardless of whether they're transgender or not, these are human beings too. But this medical fight don't have nothing to do with transgender. It has to do with all Americans. All Americans are going to lose their ACA. No, not lose it. Your premium is just going to go sky high. That's all. Okay. Yeah, they also believe it's going to, but the ACA is all of us, all regular Americans. So nobody's saying anything about sex change. So in order for them 5 people who need a sex change not to get a sex change, Sterlo, you want to make sure that 17 million people don't get it. That don't even make no sense. I don't give a fuck if 5 transgender people get shit, as long as the 17 million people don't get kicked off. That's the fight. Stop falling into the fucking frame of transgender people. It's 17 million people that will lose their damn ACA, their medical insurance. Stop fucking around with the 5 goddamn sex change people. We don't give a fuck about them. We care about the rest of the motherfuckers. Focus. So that's the whole point. The whole point is, no, that's just how a lot of y'all think. That's goofy thinking. I take everybody off insurance just so 5 people don't get it. That don't even make fucking sense to me, Black America. So that's how they want to frame it. But the whole point is, it's a whole bunch of people that will they're insured. You pay $50 now, you're gonna be paying 200 or 250 or whatever. Nobody wants the insurance to go up. This is what the fight is about. Okay, this is what the fight is about. Okay, and so they're framing it as such. So when you hear one of them say, "Oh, they just want to get transgender stuff," no, it has nothing to do with transgender. It has to do with the 17 million people that you plan to cut off of the ACA, the Obamacare. That's what they're fighting for. You know damn well Democrats give in to everything a motherfucker throw their way. They always give in. Today they're not giving in. They're not giving in because this is extremely important. The middle class and the poor people are going. We already got high prices. We already have sky high prices already. Why would we agree to let the insurance premiums go sky high? And regular people's insurance is going to go high too. If these tax credits expire, and we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So our second subject. So if you have a call in or you want to call in, give me a call. We'll talk about it. We can talk about it. I want to have a conversation with people. What do people think? What did you think was going on with this shutdown? Did anybody think about what was going on with this shutdown? Right? Did anybody think what was going on with this shutdown? Shit, let me move this. Or we just never thought there was anything going on with the shutdown, and I need to move. I gotta cover the whole thing. Excuse me. So that's where we're going, and that is what's happening with the AC. That's what's happening with the ACA and the shutdown. And they're not stopping, so Trump need to get it together. Coffee maker still works so far, 2 weeks at most. I appreciate you, Tahilism, for $4.99 super sticker. Thank you very much. And through the Fire podcast, thank you, TJ, for $2. I'm checking in from the white man's job. You right, man. That's wild. But see, I look at it this way. They both sets need to go. Both sets of I think we should have an overhaul of all those damn people that work there. We need an overhaul of all y'all people because some of them been in there for 30, 40 years. Okay. They've been there too long. They're not doing the right thing for the American people. If I am a politician and this company that sells guns gives me $2 million in order for me to say I'm with gun control or I'm not doing any kind of gun control, they are with that dude that's giving them that money. Thank you, Repink, for the new membership. Thank you. So they're going to ride with the person who gives them money. The way I look at it is you can't make decisions based on people giving you money because the American people are always losing. Whatever you say, we're always losing. Okay. How difficult would it be for one, just for example, how difficult would it be if they decided that they were going to give, these are just examples, they were going to make sure that every kid had lunch and breakfast? How hard would that be? They already send billions of dollars across seas. Why couldn't you take some of those billions of dollars and feed our veterans? Why couldn't you fix up some of these decrepit buildings and put some of our mentally ill people in those buildings? Why couldn't you fix up some of these buildings and make places for these homeless people to live? The elderly, places for the elderly. You can take some of the money that you're sending overseas in order to take care of our elderly. Why can't you make it so that every elderly person, they get a $500 credit? They get a $500 credit for against their medicine, so they don't have to pay for their medicine outright. Why can't we get our representatives to pay for this? Okay. I mean, I don't understand why we send money overseas. We send so much money overseas. This is what I'm talking about when I went to look at Trump and say, hey, let me see if I could vote for Trump. I said, oh, America first. You mean America first? What's America first? My question is that. What is America first to you? What does putting America first mean to you? To me, putting America first means I make sure I don't have no homeless on the street. I make sure our roads and our schools are up to date. I make sure our education is free because we need more smart people out here. We make sure that X, Y, and Z is paid for. We have mental facilities for goofy people like that dude that stabbed that girl on the train. We have places for our elderly where the elderly can retire in peace and don't have to worry about paying for X, Y, and Z. That to me, I'm just saying, maybe I'm just cool. Maybe I'm just goofy. Maybe I'm just goofy like that. I don't care whether you, I care that you send money overseas and then people here can't get no health insurance, or people here can't feed themselves. Elderly don't have nowhere to stay. Veterans are on the street. That's what I say, America first. So you said so many argue that Medicare budget cuts will keep the ones that don't need it, don't get coverage. But I've noticed from my personal eye, it's affecting the ones that need it to healism. Bum Keisha gonna be all right. That's the reason why I'm telling you, to healism. Every person that I asked I was saying, what did the big beautiful bill do for you? What happened in the big beautiful bill? I said, they cutting Medicaid and they cutting the health insurance. The first thing people said was, well, they got to get off their ass and work. They can't be sitting on food stamps. But here's the thing. Bum Keisha gonna be all right. Bum Keisha gonna be all right. Even if you cut her food stamps, she gonna be all right because she has children. They not gonna cut her off. Who they gonna cut off is the elderly, the veterans, and the handicapped. They gonna suffer the most. So my thing is, we got Medicaid and Medicare. People so worried about 5 trans people. Just for example, I'm gonna entertain it. 5 transgender people want surgery. You gonna cut 17 million people. Yeah, that's right, wild dog. That's right. 17 million people get cut off of Medicaid because you don't want 5 transgenders to get surgery. I don't care about 5 transgenders who want surgery. I care about the 17 million veteran. I care about the veterans that are on the street who can't get food and place to stay. Veterans can get health insurance. I guess they can go to the vet hospital, but I'm talking about the people, the veterans that be on the street that need money, the seniors who can't afford their medicine. Bum Keisha gonna be all right. She gonna be all right. Why y'all worried about cutting her off the food stamp? What pisses me off when I find out how much money they be sending over there to them foreign countries. Them people be over there in them foreign countries. They be starving and this, that, and the third too. I don't give a fuck about them foreign countries. I don't give a fuck. If we doing America first, then you need to. That's what I'm saying. I don't want money to go over. If I'm gonna pay for other people's stuff, it's gonna be for people here. It ain't gonna be for people over there in another country. That's what I'm saying. No, it's not a lot of people getting surgeries. There ain't a lot of people getting no transgender surgery, sir. And I don't care whether 5 of them get it. There's 17 million other people that'll get kicked out. The illegals ain't hurting us. I'm saying stop giving money overseas. Stop sending our money overseas. You do how much money? Let me see. How much money? I'm finna find out how much money did they send over. How much money does USA send to foreign countries? Let's see. How much money do we send overseas? How much? We send $100 billion. We send $100 billion overseas. We send money to Ukraine, Ethiopia, Jordan, Afghanistan. Wait a minute, hey, ain't Jordan one of them rich fucking countries? Afghanistan, Somalia, Congo, Syria, Yemen, South Sudan. They send all of that money across waters. They send all that money across waters, and you can't make sure there's housing for veterans. Okay, you can't make sure that there's food for lunch for every kid. There you go. 1 billion would address mental health crisis. Yes, it would, wild dog. They send 100 billion over. 100 billion over. Yeah, and he built a ballroom. Let's be sure. I may be a Democrat, a middle of the road Democrat, independent Democrat, but I believe in America first. Full stop. America first. Stop sending money over there. Stop sending money over there and start doing what we need to do over here. Our veterans, our elderly, our homeless. If you send money all the way over there, why we can't feed our kids? Why we can't feed have a place for our homeless? Why we can't get them motherfuckers off the street that stab motherfuckers in the neck? Why we can't get them motherfuckers off the street? Have somewhere, send their ass somewhere. Send their ass to a mental hospital and they got to stay there. Okay. No, this is America first. I'm going for America first. We don't care. We not goob. If you're not coming up with solutions and you just want to blame the Democrats, stop it. I'm not blaming anybody. I don't care. I'm talking about Trump said America first. So if Trump said America first, that means stop sending money over there, that $100 billion over there to start with $2 billion. Start with $2 billion. Shave it off for all of them. $2 billion. And then start fixing what you need to fix here. Okay? Because I don't give a fuck about none of them other countries. I don't give a fuck about none of them other countries. They got a budget. They got surplus money. So they got surplus money. Let somebody else take care of them. We need help right here. We need help right here. The American people, the food prices have done went out of this world. Food prices been out of this world. Why can't we get somebody to regulate rent prices or regulate rent price? Yeah, regulate rent prices. If you have a studio, you don't have to pay. You have to pay between $500 and $800. You have a 1-bedroom, you only got to pay between, I don't know, $700 and $1,000. Why we can't get nothing like that? Why they can't send a bill that says you can't charge nobody X, Y, and Z? Why we can't get no bill? Why the middle class can't get no? Why can't y'all give the middle class $500 per person in food stamps? If they make under $200,000, why can't we get $500 worth of food stamps each person? $500 worth of food stamp. Why y'all can't regulate the goddamn utilities? Why can't the government pay for the utilities and we don't have no utilities? Like the government pay the electric and the water. Why can't we get why can't we get the government to pay everybody electric and water? Why can't electric and water be free? All I'm saying is these motherfuckers are getting over and we don't see nothing. We don't see no help. We don't see no help. Food still going up. Why y'all can't regulate no damn food? Why y'all can't in the United States? Why y'all can't pay farmers? Why y'all can't pay them some of the money and give us $500 in food stamps? Every family would have a debit card, just a debit card per family. Okay, the single mothers, mothers that people who ain't getting food stamp now. People that make under $150,000, $200,000, every person in the family get $500 a month on a card for the next 2 years, so we could pull ourselves out of this fucking debt. Why you can't give us food stamps? Why you can't regulate our rent? They could regulate our rent. Why couldn't they regulate our rent? Why couldn't they do that? If you're a renter, X, Y, and Z, you only got to pay X, Y, and Z. Why can't y'all say, okay, if you're going to buy a house, you don't have to pay no more than 3% for the house, 3% interest. Or if you're going to buy a car, why can't you just put the car down to a certain percentage and that's all you got to pay? I'm talking about helping work. I don't give a fuck about no Democrat. I don't give a fuck about no Republican. I want somebody to help us middle people. Okay. I want them to help middle class people, our elderly, our handicapped, our veterans, that's what the fuck I want. Because we are out here hurting. People are out here hurting. They can't pay bills. And motherfuckers don't make enough money. They gotta pay. They can't pay their rent. They gotta wait 2-3 pay. If they get paid every week, they gotta get a little money from this check, get a little money from the second week, get a little money from the third week, just to help pay their goddamn rent. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Just regulate it. Just give us a time frame. Give us a time frame. You're gonna regulate the rent, and you're gonna pay our electric, and you're gonna pay our water bill, or you're gonna make water and electric free for 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. Or you're going to give every family member $500 a month in food stamps so they'll be able to afford this high food. Okay. But you got to do something with us. But you got to do something because people are drowning out here. We already got socialism, that girl. We already got socialism. So what's the difference between 1, 2 more things? We already got socialism. We already got, and most regular countries have a mixture of socialism. We got Medicaid, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, police department, fire department, all of those things. Okay. Yes, we do. We have a combination of socialism and capitalism. Yes, we do. That's a combination. We have a mix. So why not just regulate 1 or 2 more things to help the middle class. That's all I'm saying. Well, you can't regulate our jobs. You could regulate our rent. You could regulate how much we pay for water, how much we pay for electricity. You could regulate. You could help us with the food. You could do a lot of things. You could do a lot of things to help the middle class. I'm tired of hearing about rich people. I'm tired of hearing about the poorest of the poor. I need you to help the middle class. I need you to help us who work every day, us who go to work every day, and then we gotta fucking struggle. We gotta struggle, and we gotta scrimp and save and try to pay, and then we don't have shit. Okay. And it's like, look, some of us are 2 paychecks away from going under. Okay. We too many 2 paychecks away from going under. I'm not saying pay for Steve. Only way out of this shit is if we stick together. If we keep doing this individual shit that we've been doing, we're gonna go under. Everybody is having a hard time. Like I said, I am middle of the road. Whatever person is going to help us middle class people, that's what I'm doing. Yes, rural voters are getting fucked. They're getting fucked. So I don't want the rural people to get fucked either. Help them out too. Help everybody out that is drowning. We are all drowning. And it's fine and dandy. You got credit, you have X, Y, and Z, but that shit gonna start to go. That stuff is gonna start to go. Sooner or later, the price is gonna get higher and higher and higher. You can't even afford to buy a house. You can't even afford to buy a house. Okay? I'm not saying penalize the rich. I'm just saying give everybody a flat tax. Everybody got to pay 4%. That's it. Stock up on food. Go over to Aldi's. Go to Aldi's and get your canned goods. Go to Aldi's and stock up and get your canned goods. Beans, rice, potatoes. Do all of these things. Yeah, but them fucking food pantries is going to be gone soon enough because they ain't got no money. Them pantry food's going to go up. Another thing, why can't we appeal to them making, what is it? Why can't they build bigger food pantry places? You know what I'm saying? Bigger food pantry places where anybody could go in if you had, just for example, if they had a big gigantic food pantry place, like people could walk around and pick up their things. They could pick up what food they wanted, right? They could get a buggy's worth of food. If you could go to a store and get a buggy's worth of food and they told you only had to pay $50, wouldn't that help you? Tell me that it wouldn't help you. If the government built big gigantic food pantries and that's all you had to do was pay $25 or $50. And you could get a full basket worth of food, whatever you could fit in that basket, you could get. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You could get whatever would fit in that basket. Hell yeah. I appreciate all of y'all. I hope y'all hitting the like button. I keep forgetting to say hit the like button. If this is content that you like, I like to have these discussions because I'm in a flat tax. Everybody got to pay. I don't know what the tax is for all of us, but everybody just got to pay, I don't know, 5%, 10%. And then that's including the millionaires and the billionaires. Everybody got to pay 5%. Y'all hit the like button, please, and thank you. I appreciate it. Sub if you can. I would love to have some more subs. I would love to have more conversations. These are the kind of conversations we have at 10 o'clock at night, because we need to get something going, because we poor out here. I'm not saying poor. I'm saying most of us make less than $150,000, $200,000. I'm talking about the people that make less than 200,000, but they make too much money to get food stamps. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You make too much to get food stamps, but you make less than 200,000. I'm talking about this right here. I'm talking about us. Flat tax. Everybody pay 6%, 7%, 10%, whatever that tax is. Everybody. Millionaires, billionaires. More money would come in. Okay? There's just things they need to do in order to do America first. America first. Stop sending money. Stop sending that $100 billion overseas. Start using at least 2%, $2 billion over here. Okay. Okay. But if we have a flat tax, MS, if we have a flat tax, we go, what are we being taxed right now? Does anybody know what we're being? What's our rate of tax right now? What's our rate of tax right now, guys? Does anybody know? Cause I'm just sick of this shit. I'm sick of us always getting the short end of the stick. I'm just sick of us getting the short end of the stick, and we always getting the short end. All of us people that are in the middle, we always getting the short end of the stick. I don't care how y'all slice it, we always getting the short end. Because they never think of us first. My point exactly, 20%. Why we can't have a flat tax that's like 10%? Everybody pay 10%. Yes, the layers of taxation, that's crazy. That's crazy. They just want to bleed us dry. Like we want to bleed. I don't care about getting no rich people money. Keep your damn money. But you got to pay your tax like I pay my tax. If I got to pay 10%, you got to pay 10%. That's it. You pay 10%, I pay 10%. That's all. I ain't asking you to do nothing else. Pay 10%. Then take $2 billion, and this is common sense why we can't do it. Take $2 billion off of the money you send overseas and start building these mental facilities for these people that are ill, mentally ill. Build housing for homeless vets. Okay? Make sure kids get free lunch and breakfast when they go to school. Start with that. Just start with that. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to do nothing goofy. Do that. Do those things first. Okay? Do those things first. A flat tax. The poor, we paying our taxes like 20%. Okay? We're not talking about the poor people. I'm talking about the people I'm talking about the people between the 30,000 and the 150,000. That's the people I'm talking about. Okay? But we need to do something. I'm looking for ideas. I don't know. What ideas do we have in order to help people? Okay? Not the poor, the real poor. I'm talking about between 30, the people that work. For the people that work. I'm talking about for the people who work. The working poor, obviously, their tax rate would go lower, but I'm saying 10%. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I don't know how we would do it then. Would it be adjustable? How would it work? How could we do it? Convergence? Would it be, these are the things that we have to advocate for. This is what we have to advocate for. We have to start telling them this is what we want. I don't care about what them billionaires want. I don't care what them foreign people want. What I want to do, yeah, that's right, MS Mike, get out with your local government. Go there and make your concerns known. Talk to the people that are in the room, that are neighbors and friends of yours. Talk to them and say, this is what we want to tell our politicians to do for us. Okay? Give out $500 in food stamps for every person that, that's working, but they working people are the ones that start. Do you know how much money we spend on groceries? Do y'all know how much money we spend on groceries? If you just, for example, for 2 people, it may cost you $20 a day to eat, $25 a day to eat, 2 people. So just let's round it up to $30 a day for 2 people. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, $30. Right there alone is $200 a week. So you spending close to $1,000 for 2 people to eat. 2 people to eat, $1,000. That's cash money. That's cash money. Man, that's a lot of money, man. Why y'all can't just, for 2 years, give us $500 per person? $500 per person. That ain't, I don't know about y'all, but goddamn, every time I look up, it's some money going out the fucking door. Excuse my French. Y'all hit the like button, please and thank you. Hit the like button, please and thank you. I know the next generation gonna be wild. Basic income, great ideas. They were giving illegals $13,000 a month. Yeah, but see. Here's the thing: brick and don't be just under the brick. Here's the thing. Yeah, but $500 go a long way when you don't got nothing. No, when you paying out of your pocket. If I'm paying out of my pocket, somebody giving me $500, I'm not saying pay for all my groceries. I'm saying pay for some. Even paying $500 is gonna get us. That's $500 I can spend on something else. So don't be a brick in the wall. I'm saying, we can't worry about them fucking illegal people. Not right now. Get their ass the hell out. Y'all get the hell out. Okay, fine. But we still need something. We the American people need something. I get he's getting rid of the immigrants. I get all that. Y'all get on out. Boom. That's over there. So what you gonna do for the poor people who make between 30,000 and 150,000, 200,000? What you gonna do for us? We the ones who need help. The ones who make more than 30,000 but make less 200,000. Okay? What we gonna do? We need to start advocating for the middle class. We need to start advocating for people in the middle class. We need to start making noise in the middle class. Fuck them rich people. We lead the poor people over there. We will help. Our shit will help with the poor people. We need the middle class help. This is what we need. Okay. Yeah, we ain't focused on immigration. Y'all, we done with y'all. Get them out. Get them out of the country. That's what we got to do. Get them out of the country. Every person, we gotta start fighting for us now. We got to start fighting for the working poor, because we're the working poor. Okay, for the working poor. If you notice them tax rates and shit else, they start changing that shit when you make over 200,000. But the rest of us, under 200,000, ain't getting shit. We ain't getting shit. Anybody lived in Alaska? Them Alaskan people get a check like once a month, or what they get a check for? Every 6 months or some shit? We not getting nothing. We not seeing nothing. We just keep going over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm tired of this shit. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of worrying about where the fuck the rest of my money. Can I really pay for that? Do I got to put it on credit? What? No, stop giving our money away to wars. Stop giving money away to these foreign people. I don't care about none of them. None of them. They can go fly. I don't care. Them people can go fly. All them people can go bomb all of them. I don't give a shit. I care about America first. Okay? I care about America first. And we need them to start caring about America first. Okay? We need that. So we need to start advocating. What can we do? Get in touch with our local places. Get in touch with our local places. Okay? Get in our local community, our local government. See what they doing about the border. What they doing about the border. Well, the immigrants is not our bill. The immigrants is not our problem. We're just a fucked up country. We are just a fucked up country. The immigrants don't have nothing to do with us being fucking poor. It has to do with the rich motherfuckers who want to keep us poor. I could have sworn when they signed it, before they signed this big bill, they said we was going to get some money out of them. Us poor folks was going to get $5,000. When they signed that big, beautiful bill, I heard we was supposed to get $5,000. Where my money? Where my money?
Call from
Black.
To accept, press 1. To send.
Hey, Black.
Hey, HQ, what's going on? You on your rant tonight, huh?
I'm on my rant because we poor.
You on your soapbox?
Hell yeah, we poor. I'm trying to figure out what can we do for the middle class people, for the people that need help, who really need help, the real people who need help in this country.
Okay, so that's my question. Do you think the middle class people give a damn about homeless people on the streets?
Do what?
Do you think middle class people give a damn about homeless people on the streets?
No, that's just my who I care about. I'm not advocating for them tonight. I'm not advocating for poor people. I'm advocating for middle class people tonight. Middle class people. That's who I'm advocating for tonight.
Well, I heard you say something about poor homeless people. I heard you say something about you.
What I said was they're sending money overseas. If they're sending $100 billion overseas, why can't they take $2 billion of that money and help with the mentally ill, the handicapped, the veterans, the homeless, and the poor? Why can't they help with that?
Personally, I don't think we. So the veterans, if those people want a house, a veteran can go get a home for $1. You do know that, right? They do have benefits. The veterans that are on the streets.
Yes, we're talking about veterans on the street because they're mentally, something is going on. They need places to stay too.
No, well, they don't want places to stay. They're on the street because they have a problem mentally and they're on drugs. So they can't have a place to stay. And that's why.
Yeah, but you have to be able to have a place for them to go.
But if you have a place for them to go, they will leave so they can drink and do drugs. And they have
but that's not all of them, though. That's not all of them, though. Regardless of whether they do that or not, they still were supposed to have dignity, somewhere to stay. The mentally ill need some place to stay, to be put away so they won't hurt us. They need places to go.
Yes, and I understand that. And when I said jail the other day,
you said euthanize. You said euthanize the homeless. Euthanize the
Yes,
homeless.
yes, but other than that, they would have to like go and be locked up.
That's why I'm saying to make sure that they open up some of these hospitals that have closed down. They can facilitate a homeless vet there or a mentally ill person there.
I don't know. I think it's just kind of a waste of a resource.
What do you mean?
Um,
You're saying it's a waste to help the homeless. You're saying it's a waste to help the homeless just because they used to do drugs or because they used to drink?
no, because they do drugs and they drink, not used
Yeah,
to,
but you
but
can't help them. Those people are not. They not. You just can't throw our homeless to the dogs now. They got to.
if
You
if
got to have.
somebody if somebody is doing repeated bad behavior, there is no helping them. What why must I keep chasing around somebody that's doing repeatedly bad behavior?
But they're not all doing that. So the whole point is to have it for
So
the
so
people
then
who
you
need it.
so then you know what a vet that's not doing that, you know what he can do? He can go get a house for $1. They have the VA. The VA is in every state, and the VA, they have full medical benefits. They don't have to pay anything at the VA because they are a veteran. The
Okay.
people that are I'm just telling you, the
So
people
you
that are
said so
veterans.
the way you talking, the veteran is only 100% okay and walking around doing what he got to do, or they're drug addict, addicted, and homeless. There's no in between, right?
Yes, there is. As
All
far as a
right, then.
veteran,
So
there is.
that is the person. That is the person that also needs help. That's a veteran that
But
also
you
needs help.
but you can't help them if they don't want the help.
How do you know they don't want to help? They could be just regular, ordinary individuals struggling just like everybody else. People, just because they can't do it like you can do it, doesn't mean something
No,
is wrong with them.
no, no. Let's not do that. That's not what I'm saying.
What are you
What I'm
saying?
saying
Because
is,
every time
I,
the
I
conversation you have is either they pull themselves up by their bootstraps or they in the gutter and they need to stay in the gutter.
no, I didn't say I don't believe in that. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. What I do believe in is if you're doing behavior that is detrimental to yourself, then you are screwed by yourself. Until you stop drinking, till you stop using drugs, you are no good to the people that are around
Well, we all understand that, but there's some people that are not doing drugs and are not
you.
drinking, so they need help
So
too.
then, so those people, they get help, and how long are they supposed to get help for? HQ. That's my whole thing. How
Wait a minute,
long
why
are
are
they
we worried
supposed?
about how much women? Why are you worried about how much they get help, but you're not worried about this $100 billion they send overseas? Why are you worried about
Because
what difference does it make how much money it take to get them on their feet? You ain't worried about what they sending over there to Ukraine.
because we do that to keep our influence over the world. Ukraine
And
is
you do
right
that,
by.
our people here die.
Well, influence is more important than some a drug addict. You don't think so?
I'm America first.
It, I am too. So I'm more worried about our influence as America
So
over the
you
world
think
than I am about some drug addicts.
so you think shaving off $1 billion off of $100 billion that they send overseas is gonna make or break our influence over there across the world?
All right. Okay, I got it. Say
Maybe
that
she do
again.
got a sister, bitch ass motherfucker. Gary.
What?
Maybe she do got a sister. Jackass.
Going on?
No, Jackass has
Yeah.
arisen in the chat.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I just think that it's more important to keep our influence over the world than it is for people that are going to act out and do bad behavior. And then you help them. I've rented out. We have a
Conversions.
lot of
I
hotels.
believe that too. I believe that too. Yes.
We have a lot of like empty hotels and motels here in Vegas, right? And we rented a whole hotel. It's like a whole hotel that you can rent here in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
We rented the whole hotel and put homeless people in for the whole week. HQ, by the second day, 90% of them was gone. We were trying to help them shower and, we were really there so we could help them get IDs. Like a lot of homeless people don't have IDs. We wanted them to shower.
Mm-hmm.
We had the breast bus out there. We had the health bus out there. We had all of these services. Second and third day, the people were gone. They just took all of the stuff out of the room, the towels and shit like that,
Right.
and they left. And that's why I'm saying we've done this event 3 times, and it happens every time. But with my number one, with her organization, her nonprofit, she gets to put this event on, and it happens every time that these people, they try to help them and they're gone.
Yeah, but not
They're gone.
all. But I'm saying not all people are like that, and doesn't mean every person needs help. But there's enough people that do need help that it should be there. Certain things should be in place for the Americans, not for foreigners. Foreigners, fine and dandy. If you got to send money overseas,
I
fine
agree.
and dandy.
I agree.
But
We
you
agree.
still also need to take care of what's here. You need to take care of what
Yeah,
we
but
have here.
okay, it's like Narcan. You know what Narcan is?
Acronyms, but I don't know what it means.
No, Narcan is the drug to help when they're overdosing,
Okay.
right? So why keep giving out Narcan to these people on the streets that are overdosing?
Yeah, but why are we stuck on? Wait a minute, hold on. Why are we stuck on? Wait a minute. Why are we stuck on people on the street? This is not the conversation I'm having. The conversation I was having was people who make between 30,000 and less than 200,000 getting help for those people. I'm talking about those people. We need help there. Okay.
Yeah.
There's already there's a lot of programs that are in place for the poor. I'm talking about the working poor.
The people that make 200,000, you think that they need help?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we have to cut off. We have to have a baseline where people where they stop giving money, and they start giving money, they stop giving money. I just said 30,000 to 200,000 because that was just my range. It could be lower than that. I'm not saying that's a hard line for me. That's just a line I said. That's just something I said. It could be cheaper than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm saying we need the middle class needs to get help. The middle class needs help. Now it's our turn to get help. The poor has gotten help when they've gotten help. Now the middle class needs help. Working poor.
I think that
working poor.
Right. Help. And so why would those people that are the working poor, what needs to be realized is, why are those working poor the actual working poor?
How are the working poor? I don't know. Anybody in the chat know why the working poor is poor? Why 100,000 ain't a lot of money if you depend on where you at? Where 150,000 is kind of tight where you come from. 75. Y'all, somebody put it in the chat. Why is it that you would need help. If you made 120K a year, why would you need help? You doing everything.
Yes. Well, it 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 only costs that amount of money would only cost if you live in a big city that's expensive. And I'm talking about LA, New York, Miami. You don't need here in Vegas, you can get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, renting it, right, for $1,800 a month. In LA, it'll cost you almost $2,700, $3,000 for a 1 bed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a location that you can't afford to live, that starts to sound like a you problem. It shouldn't be forced on anybody else.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying
everywhere, everything is high. I'm saying everywhere, everything is high. And every person that I know of that makes a certain amount of money, they still can use extra money. Okay. It's not a matter. It's not a matter of them spending the money wrongly. They don't have enough money to spend wrongly.
You don't think so? You don't think having if you're in that position, going and buying a new car and having car payments, that's a problem when people do that.
Just paying rent, utilities, bills, food, car note, house note, all of that right there takes up damn near a whole paycheck for people who make like 70 or 80,000.
But that's what I'm telling you. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yes,
even if you pay $2,000 a month for rent, that's only $24,000 at the end of the year. That leaves you 40, 50,000 to navigate.
Oh, no. Somebody that's making 70,000, they may be paying their bills, but food and rent and all of those things are going up. So that month, that 70, 80,000, that shit is, people are out here struggling. And most people don't make no 70, 80,000. Most people make like 50. So these people, regular people, are struggling. Most people don't make like no 75, 80,000. Most people make less than 70 and they struggling out here.
I understand, but you should live your wage, which means if you're spending more than what you bring in, if you make $40,000 a year and you have a car note, you're doing something wrong. If you're making $70,000 a year and you got 2 car notes and a motorcycle note, then you're doing something wrong. You're not living your wage. You're living above your means. The problem with us as
y'all
Americans,
make it sound like people supposed to they all of their bills are paid, but if they got $50 in a bank for a week, they should just be happy having that $50 in a bank for a week for years. That's the way you making it sound.
okay? HQ, our bills get less as we get older.
What do you mean our bills get less as we get older?
You don't have kids anymore. That's a bill gone. You hold on.
No.
You don't have bills. You don't have kids anymore.
I'm one person, but when I had a family, it was 7 of us.
Okay,
people who
so
got
listen to what
people
I'm saying,
who, people who are got babies, people who are married, people who are in the middle of their life. Those bills cost a lot of money. You're making it sound like, okay, I make $50,000 a year for the rest of my life, and I only got $50 left for the week to spend. I should be happy with the $50.
HQ, as you get older, and this is why I'm saying you have to listen to what I'm saying. As you get older, your bills should get less.
So what about the 30-year-olds?
Hold on. When you get older, your kids leave, your house, you shouldn't have a car note at all. You Your car should be paid for. Your
Most
home should.
no, Black America. People don't
What,
live like that. People
what do you
don't
mean?
live like that. People don't live in austere. You want people to live in austere. Okay, I can't even say the word. You want people to live in poor means forever. Well, live in your means.
How
Live with your paycheck. That's all you got to do is live with your paycheck. If you got $50
so
a week
so
left over, you just
so
be happy to do that for years and years and years with no help. You shouldn't get no
so
help.
you're saying live above your means and then have nothing at the end of your life. Is that what
No,
you're saying?
no. If wages don't go up and rent keeps going up,
Hmm.
if rent keeps going up, food keeps going
Hmm.
up, and you're making the
Hmm.
same amount, you're getting behind Black America.
Well, and this is why I always push that people, men and women, need to be together. That this is why I always push that men and women need to be together. If you don't have if you don't make $70,000 or $75,000 and you are by yourself, you need that extra income. It's plain and simple. You that's plain and simple. It's not anybody's fault. You know what I mean? But if you are a man that's making that, you're going to live within your means. If you are a woman that's doing that, you're going to live within your means, or you're going to suffer the consequences.
So
You know,
everybody. So that's how. But I'm speaking in terms of our income has not went up. Nobody getting
right,
raises like $3, $4, $5 every week. I mean every year.
100,
Nobody.
100%.
So
I
therefore,
understand that.
how is it we go from milk or bread being 78 cents 5 years ago or 50 cent, 40 cent 5 years ago to bread being like three some dollars now?
Oh, I
That
don't know
food
about
and
it.
everything has
I
went
don't know.
way up.
I don't
Things
know
have
about
been
that.
way up. Food has went up.
I don't know about that.
Inflation is raising the price. Inflation is going to raise the prices. We gonna be priced out of going for everything. Why do you think people can go to the store and buy 5 bags of groceries and spend
Okay,
$50, $60?
hold on a second. What? When right now? Okay. All right. I'm gonna take my daughter somewhere right quick, HQ. But but my thing
Okay.
is, if you have uh somebody else, that's what having
Yeah, but
that
you
other
came up
person
to
is.
argue us not getting any help. Why would you come up here to argue us not getting any kind of help?
Well, I mean, I don't believe people like that deserve no help. That's all I'm saying. When people put themselves in a situation, that's them putting themselves in that situation.
So no
If
help
if
for
a
you.
veteran,
So you don't
if
mind.
a
He don't mind money going overseas to help somebody else. Long as when I don't care whether we need the help or you don't need the help or whatever. There's people
that's
here in
and
the United
see, that's
States
what I'm
that are
saying. You
suffering.
don't
There are people
you
here
don't
in the
care.
United States that are suffering. So I'm
People
saying,
are suffering all over the world though.
yeah, but I don't give a
So
fuck about
why?
all over the world. I give a fuck about United States. So we sending billions of
Okay,
dollars overseas. Some of that money need to be coming here to help us, not overseas.
but those if a person makes $30,000 a year, HQ, they do get help. They absolutely do get welfare and food
They
stamps and
don't
all
get
of
no
that.
damn money. They don't get them. Them people get $1.50 in food stamps, if that.
More
They
HQ.
don't. They don't
My
get no
little
damn money in
sister,
food. I know.
my
I know a woman for a fact don't get no damn money on no food stamp.
okay. So let's go. Let's go
And
with the
now that they
woman you
done
know.
tighten up the food stamp thing,
Hold on,
the food
hold
stamp
on. Let's go with the
criteria,
woman that. Let's go with the woman you know. How old is she?
44.
She's 44. Is she gainfully employed?
Yes.
She. All right. Does she make over $50,000 a year?
No.
What's her salary? What
I'm
range is her
assuming
salary?
I can only assume she makes around 40.
So she makes $40,000 a year. And that's why I say that people are living above their means. Why would a person
I heard
who is
you, that girl.
single,
I heard you. I believe it. I believe what you're saying. Yeah.
why would a person like that need food stamps? Does she have children, minor
Why
children, or
would
her
a
children
person
go?
wait a minute, hold on. Why would a person who makes 40,000 a year with 2 children need food
Oh, well,
stamps?
yeah, there we go. So she has 2 kids,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I said.
Where is the
You
where
can't get
is the
food.
husband?
You can't get food stamps if you don't have kids. That's a part of
You
that. That's a
yes,
part of that bill
yes,
that they
yes,
cut out.
yes, you can.
According to
Yes,
them,
you can.
that's supposed to that cut is supposed to come with the Medicaid, with the food stamp cuts with this bill. People that don't
Yeah.
get kids, people who don't have kids, who make.
So she has 2 children.
I'm discounting people who ain't working. Black America. You're talking about people that may not have a job. I'm talking about people who have a
Okay,
job.
I am. So she has a job and she has 2 kids. My
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is, where is the father of those kids? Why is she not married? And is she receiving
No.
compensation?
See, that's the
No,
thing.
no,
You worried about what she do. You worried about her relationships. I'm worried about what
no.
she's doing
I'm
right
not
now.
worried about her
Yes,
relationship.
you are,
I'm
because
worried
otherwise
about
you
the
wouldn't have
money.
asked her about. You wouldn't
I'm
ask
worried
about
about the
a man or whatever.
what kind of money she got coming in.
She still
Do
don't
she
make
have
enough to
money?
get food stamps. Black America, they not giving her food stamps.
I'm saying, is she receiving compensation for having her children?
I don't know. I don't know that. I'm just saying I know
Oh,
she's
that's
not
that's
getting.
what
She
I'm
can get
saying.
food stamps,
You that's what I'm saying. You don't know.
but we're
You
living
don't
from
know.
paycheck to paycheck, and
That's
most of her
that's
money
that's
go
her
to her
problem.
food.
That's her problem.
So now we
That's
gotta
her
wait.
problem.
So because it's her problem, they supposed to starve.
I'm not saying that, but she gonna need to make better decisions.
Okay, so
That's her problem
why is it that she just can't get food stamps?
because she make like 40, 50,000 a year. Come on, baby, let's go get your frosty. Yeah, she make 40, 50,000 a year. She don't need it.
She don't need food stamps. Okay,
No, she don't.
come back, come Black America.
Okay,
Call back.
I will.
All right,
All right,
I got to
later.
do something with this phone. Something happened. You was calling the phone and the thing. Hold on. Don't nobody call. Hold on. Did he hang up on the phone? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, but this is. Hold on. Hold on. Don't call yet. Don't call yet. Don't call. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Now call. Whoever was trying to call. Call me back. Okay, so what y'all call? Whoever was calling, call back. Because I had to shut the phone off. Something was wrong. Something was wrong with the phone. Okay. Now we finna do it. Hold on. Let's do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it because I'm just trying to figure. We gotta do it. Hold on. Hello?
Call from.
Dion Payne.
Yeah, I'm paying.
To accept, press 1. To send.
Hello.
IHQ, how are you?
I'm fine. You want to add to this conversation that I'm having with this person?
Yes, I'd like to comment on the gentleman that just called.
Okay.
I don't think that they're equipped with any type of financial literacy because he keeps talking about where's the father?
Mm-hmm.
What if the father is dead?
That's right.
What you don't understand, what he doesn't understand is that prices are going up.
Right.
There's a reason why people are 68 or 73 and they're still working, because they can't afford to retire.
Right. Right.
Even if they have a 401k plan.
Right.
The markets, they crash.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes away money from your 401.
Yes.
And this is money that you don't have, but a person that age doesn't have enough time to put
make it
back
up.
into the system.
That's right. That's right.
And he's talking about, he doesn't believe that the prices are going up. I suspect that the reason why he doesn't know that the grocery prices are going up is because he probably shops at Family Dollar or the Dollar General for groceries instead of going to a real grocery store.
The real grocery store is that's too much. I come out of there with 8 bags, and I swear to God, it's like $200. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. And then,
Prices are continuously going up.
yes.
And it doesn't matter if you're with a man or if you're with a woman.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's still hard to survive on 2 salaries.
Right. Right. Even if you make 40,000 a year, you still only bringing home every week around I want to say $700, $750. 40,000, you bringing home $700 a week. So that's one person, $700. What if your rent, and you got 2 kids? What if your rent is $1,500, $1,600?
Exactly.
That's 3 paychecks right there. That's 3 paychecks. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
$1,600 a month, $1,700 a month. That's 3 paychecks. So where you gonna get money to feed? And if each person eats $500, $600 a month, that's $1,500, and your mortgage and your rent is $1,500, $1,600. Where you gonna be able to afford a car, insurance, all that other stuff?
Exactly.
Basic stuff.
And most people think that when they get a raise, that, oh, well, that's going to do something. But it actually doesn't, because every time you get a raise, prices go up.
Yes.
So you're really not able to benefit from the raise that you're actually getting.
Right.
Because that same extra money that you're getting, you're putting it out by buying groceries or paying your premiums, your healthcare premiums. Right. And that's another thing that the caller needs to realize. The ACA has expired.
Yes.
So all of the tax subsidies that were funneled into the system to help people who are low income to be able to afford health care is gone now. So those same people who he deems as they should have it all together, they're not going to have anything because their premiums are going to skyrocket.
Yes.
We're talking about a family would end up spending $5,000 a year.
Right. Right.
Up to $4,500 a year. Now you add that up for 12 months.
Right.
And it's not any better for people who have insurance through their employers, because the employers are also raising the premium.
Right. And if you look at it, if you look at it, a person that makes 40,000, you say 40,000, you make 40,000, I make 40,000. We a couple. Basically, that means we bring home $1,500. We bring home $1,500 every week. So we got to use 1 week's worth of paycheck plus a little bit more to pay the rent. Me and you together. Okay, man and a woman, and you got 2 kids. So basically, y'all need like a 2-3 bedroom house. Just for example, you got a 3 bedroom. Okay, cool. Each of y'all eat at least $500-$600. Just for example, the adults eat $1,000 a month. It's gonna be more. but adults eat $1,000 and the kids eat $700. That's $1,700 worth of groceries. So that's 1 week's worth of check. So 1 week's worth of check go to the rent. 1 week's worth of check goes to the monthly food bill. 1 week's worth of check go to the utilities, the car, the gas, X, Y, and Z. And then the other check may go to the cell phones, whatever. That ain't even taxes coming out. How you gonna make it on 80? How you gonna make it on 80,000 when it's two people and it's four?
You're not. Granted, there are some people who live above their means.
Right.
But we're talking about people who are doing what they're supposed to do, paying their bills on time every month. And that's another thing.
Right.
Another thing people fail to realize, student debt.
Yes.
That messes up your credit.
Yes.
And if you have bad credit, that affects you getting a home loan, an apartment, even a job. Even if you are making your payments every single month to pay off your student loan debt, you're still not able to catch up because of all the interest that's occurring on the loan. So what do you do about that? Something is wrong with the system where you can give $20 billion to Argentina for their healthcare system, and then you can also give money to Israel for their healthcare system. Not to mention they have free college, but we can't have it here.
Right. See what I mean by they not taking America first seriously. When a politician says, I'm taking America first, so America comes first. No, they don't, because you give away all of that money. And you can't spend a slice of it to make the housing and everything better for the people that live it. You could do if I want people in the chat to put in the chat, if you had the power to help the middle class, what would you do to help the middle class? If everybody in the chat, if you had the power to help the middle class, you had all the money that you needed, what would you do that would make relief for the middle class? What would you do? Put it in the chat if you had that idea. I don't know what it is. All I know is we got to do something. You know what I mean? We just got to do something, because it's getting ridiculous every day to try to afford this stuff.
I think level the playing field. Something is wrong when you have a middle class person and their taxes are more than a corporation or a billionaire or a millionaire. They're using the same roads and the same water that we use, that we have to pay for, but somehow they get it free. There's something wrong when you have a store like Walmart, the biggest chain store in the world. You can't go to any neighborhood and not find a Walmart, but yet they don't have enough money to pay their employees a living wage, a decent living wage, or medical insurance. Something is wrong when you're working 40 hours. This gets back to the point of the previous caller. Something is wrong when you're working 40 hours a week or 50 or 60 hours a week, and you're still not seeing that money because it's going in taxes, or either you're paying it out to rent or whatever else. So therefore, people who work at Walmart have to go on the system. They have to go on welfare. They have to get Medicaid or Medicare to survive. And something is wrong when you have a generation of Waltons. That's who owns Walmart. They have enough. If the world ended today and it came back 60 and people were regenerated in 60,000 years, they would still have enough money to live on. They will never go broke. But they get to keep the money that they have in their pockets and only pay a certain amount. And then on top of that, they're getting government subsidy.
Right. Right.
And nobody talks about that. They always want to throw it in somebody's face. Oh, well, you're getting welfare. You just love laying around and collecting money, as if somebody is getting rich off the system.
Right. Right. And I'm saying to you, we need to start advocating. We need to start advocating for the middle class to get some things. Hey, we need them to stop sending the money overseas. I don't know how we can do it. I don't know. We need an uprising. We need an uprising somehow, some way. We need to get plenty of people behind us. We need a person that will run for Congress, that will run for elected or office, be the president. I don't know. All I know is I'm tired of standing still and we all falling back into the cracks all the time. We doing the same thing over and over and over again. And now the Republicans are trying to take away the little shitty medical that we got. You trying to take away the shitty medical we got.
I think what we need to do is have a national strike.
A national
Shut
strike?
the shit down. Shut everything down. If they could do it in Nepal, if they could do it in Italy, why can't we do it here? At least they have civil rights in those countries. We don't even have that here. So why can't we do it? And the problem with that is people are fickle. They want to sit and complain on, I'm not putting their show down, but they want to sit and claim, complain on your show or text it out or do it anonymously instead of being loud.
Right.
And coming out and actually doing something.
Shut down.
Could
we possibly?
Yes.
Shut them down?
If people are fed up enough, in Italy, they wanted to raise the retirement age. They shut the shit down. The powers that be changed their mind. So the people of Italy got what they wanted. If they could do it there, why can't we do it here?
Or strategic shutdown. That way we wouldn't completely destroy everything, but how could we do a strategic shutdown?
Nobody goes to work. Nobody buys anything. Nobody goes to school. I mean, shut it down. The same way COVID, when COVID was around, everything was shut down. Shut it down.
And force them to do something. And force them to do something.
Yes.
Okay.
After all, you can't fire everybody because where are you going to get the workers from? And if you notice during COVID,
right,
it was a time when when the workers had the power, they could pick and choose, the jobs that they would go to, how much they could negotiate a salary or a living wage because companies were dire to get people to work for them. So the workers had the power. People had the power at that time, but then it just went away. And now here we are where the corporations basically want to own you. The politicians want to own you. And another thing people need to realize is that they're getting paid. These same people who want to sit on their ass, go on vacation and not do anything are getting paid. Their salary isn't cut off. People want to complain about health care. Oh, well, this person is getting health care. This person is living off of my dime. That's bullshit. Because what about senators and congressmen? They have the best health care. And who pays for that? Us, the taxpayers. But nobody says anything about that. Nobody.
Right.
And these are the same people who are making decisions about each and every one of our lives. And another thing that pisses me off is people say, well, I don't do politics. What do you mean you don't do politics? Politics touches your life every single day,
Right.
from the water that you drink, from the air that you breathe, from the roads that you travel, to the food that you eat.
Right. Right.
And people need to wake up to understand what the hell is going on. Because we only have so long before it's over.
Yes, because it seems like it's getting worse and worse. The rich are moving up the hill, and the rest of us are down at the bottom of the hill, and we trying to live and survive, and we can't live and survive because we depending on these people to concern themselves about us, but they're not concerned about us. They only care about what the fuck they doing and what they can get out of it. I don't know.
And I'll tell you another thing. They want to lay off, well, not lay off, but they want to fire all the government. This is exactly planned in Project 2025.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why they wanted the shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because this gives them the excuse to fire the rest of the government. And for all those people who chose to sit their ass at home, or they chose to vote for this son of a bitch,
Right.
What are you going to do without a government?
Right. You're gonna have a dictator. That's what you're gonna have.
No, I'm talking about what are people going to do without a government? How are people going to get their mail? How are people going to get their Social Security checks? What about police officers? They're looking for the states to pay for Medicare and Medicaid and the SNAP program. It used to be the government paid the majority of it.
Right.
But now the government wants the states to pay for that, which means if the states can't keep up with that, then people are going to have any safety nets left.
We in trouble. We in trouble.
We were in trouble the moment Trump came down the escalator 10 years ago.
Right. Right.
And everybody is sugarcoating what's going on. Call them out for who and what they are. Stop calling them the Republicans. The Republicans are gone. I call them the Nazi fascist white nationalist regime of pedophiles, because that is exactly what they are.
She said, stop encouraging this young lady. Do you know what would happen to the elderly if we basically shut down the government? What would happen if we shut everything down? Okay,
so what is happening to you now? This same person who's making the comment, do they even know that people in the government asked Chuck Schumer the first time in March to shut the shit down? But they didn't listen. This time around, they're asking for the same thing. Shit is already bad. So what are you talking about?
The converge, she said she was talking to convert. It was Convergence who said it. Wait a minute. Project Leroy, why are we starting to call out the Democrats? What do you mean call out the Democrats? The Democrats ain't in charge. The people that are in charge are the Republicans. You mean call the Republicans out, right? What do you mean? Democrats ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. They ain't got no power. The only power they got is shutting this shit down right now. That's the only power they got. Everything else go on is the Republicans doing it. You got if the Republicans is your team, you need to take accountability. Your team needs to take accountability for the shit that they have done.
Well, how's his life working out for him?
No, I still have not gotten one person in the chat that can tell me what this big, beautiful bill did for them. Not the people that make over 200,000. I'm talking about the poor, regular, normal people. What has the big beautiful bill done for the poor people? I want to know. Don't talk about no tax on tips because that's bullshit. Don't talk about that. What exactly have this big beautiful bill done for you that made you decide that you was going to vote for Donald Trump and put us all in this bucket? Now y'all done drug us down the rabbit hole. So I'm waiting to find out what good did it do you all. You all hit the like button, please and thank you. Hit the like button, please and thank you. Sub to the channel, please and thank you. We like to have these kind of discussions. We like to have these kind of discussions at night. Controversial discussions. Things about housing, things about government, things about our parties, things about, we just like to have all kinds of discussions. I'm asking people, I'm just asking as one person, what did the big beautiful bill do for you all? What did it do for you? Because I don't see any benefit that it did for you. I seen all the benefit go to the rich people. That's what I see. I don't see nothing that it did for them. And yet everybody mad. Why is anybody mad at the Democrats? Democrats don't have nothing to do with this big beautiful bill. The Republicans passed that bill.
The Democrats were asking for one thing.
One thing.
To fund the ACA, to not throw people off of their health care. And what did Trump do? He told Moses Mike Johnson to tell the crew not to show up. They showed on C-SPAN, the chambers. All the Democrats were there, but not one single Republican was there. Not one single Republican was there. So that lets you know who and what the Republicans think. They're only thinking about themselves. It's all about power. They want all the power, but none of the consequences for their actions. They want to blame it on other people.
No, every time, I hate putting it in those terms, but every time we let the Republicans in, every time the Republicans get into power, they never want to govern anything. They never want to govern. They have one trick. They have one trick and one trick only, and that's called trickle-down economics. And everybody knows that trickle-down economics never works. But they have that one trick, and they trick the voters into voting for them, but they never can govern. If they could govern, and they govern from an American first perspective, I might have respect for them. But they don't never govern from an American first perspective. It's always tax cuts, and tax cuts for the rich do not work for us poor people, because none of us is gonna get none of us is gonna get any benefit from this big beautiful bill. Nobody can put anything in the chat that makes them benefit for us. None of them.
And another thing people need to realize is the last time we had a government shutdown, who was in charge? Who was president? Trump.
Yeah. I mean that you gotta look at here's the thing. Look at what you find important. What do you find important? What are your priorities? What are your priorities? Your taxes didn't go down, Project Leroy. They didn't go down. Don't even go there. They didn't even go down. Ain't none of their stuff went into effect yet. Taxes can go anywhere they want to. The food prices is gonna make up for that.
Get that right.
So I'm saying your priorities. Y'all already know my priorities. I told you the elderly, the handicapped, poor kids, our veterans, X1. Those are my priorities. The Republicans ain't never did nothing for those class of people. They don't never want to do anything for those four sets of people that I care about. So therefore, I would never vote for Republican. That makes sense to anybody? Does that make sense to you?
It makes very good sense to me.
So as long as they don't never put that as a priority, I'm never going to vote for them for Republican. There's nothing wrong with Republican. They just don't know how to govern, and they don't care about the working class. That's all. That's all. It's nothing new. It ain't nothing that's startling or out of a line. They're not for the working class people. They just not. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. They trick they people into. If nobody can tell me one thing that they did for the poor people in that big beautiful bill, then they ain't finna do nothing for you. They just not. They just not. Cause we haven't gotten anything. With Project Leroy, they haven't made enough change in this since Trump has been the president for anything to happen with your taxes. So I know they didn't go down. You see, what did they affect? What changes did they affect that would make your taxes go down? Do you know, ma'am?
Nothing.
No, they ain't did nothing in this.
If anything, the poor and the middle class will pay more in taxes.
Right. Because
that was one of the stipulations for the big beautiful bill. I call it the death bill.
Right. That was one of the stipulations for the big beautiful bill. Yes. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I thank y'all for calling. This is we had our talk for tonight. We all got to get up in the morning. I love having these discussions because we get ideas. Maybe it'll light a fire under somebody. Maybe
I hope so.
Maybe it'll light a fire under us and let you know, look, these people need to start helping us. They can't be just helping themselves to the money. What happened to all that money that Doge was supposed to save? Have we heard anything about that?
They didn't save anything.
Exactly. Well, thank you for calling. You know I'll be here at 10 o'clock again with another subject that we can have a conversation about. Well, I'm trying to spark a fire in somebody. Somebody, because we need somebody to lead the charge, because we in the middle class are tired of them pulling us this way and that, and we not getting nothing. Are we getting anything? We not getting anything. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Don't forget, there's a No King protest on October the 18th.
Oh, No King protest October 18th?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm steeped in Republican country, so I gotta go outside of here in order to find
it's Republicans who are protesting as well.
Okay. Let me look that up. I'm gonna look that up. I gotta find out. Maybe it is something in my, I didn't hear nothing about what happened to that Doge money. Nothing. But thank you all for coming. Please hit the like button, please, and thank you. Sub if you have not subbed. We have these conversations. Please put in the chat subjects that you'd like to talk about. Please and thank you. Sometimes we'll have a panel. Sometimes we won't. Sometimes we'll have just phone calls. Just let me know. I appreciate all of you.
It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Oh, everything done froze. I appreciate all of you. That's the thing. We need to let these people know that it's time for y'all to concentrate on the middle class. Full stop. That's my focus. We need to concentrate on the middle class. We need to rise up in the middle class. We need help. Everybody need help over here. What will it take to get dating back to normal? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. No, tax the rich. You know they ain't gonna do that, CJ. We can't fool with them rich people. They gonna fight it all the way. She was saying shut it down. I don't know whether that'll work or it won't work, but we got to do something. We got to do some mortgage. Mortgage is the key. Mortgages. What do you mean mortgage is the key, Convergence? What do you mean? Yeah, if you can't, if you paying more than 2/3 of your money for a house, you screwed, man. Cause it ain't gonna get nothing but higher and higher. It ain't getting no better out here. It ain't getting no better out here. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. But 6 p.m. will be a little different. But I'll be back here at 10 o'clock. I'll be back here then. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button and sub. We always have subjects. We trying to be down the middle. We ain't trying to be Republican or Democrat. We just trying to be down the middle, calling it for the middle class. We calling it for the middle class. It is what it is. At least that's what I'm trying to do. At least that's what I'm trying to do. And hopefully we can do that. I will see y'all then tomorrow. Tomorrow.